Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to SBTV. My name's Irene and I am your medium for this evening. I see there's a few people that I know going up. Hi Stace, and there's a few others gone up that I know as well. It's lovely to be here. I'll tell you how I work. The Cheryl on. Hi Stace, Claire, Richard, Charmaine. Lovely to see you all. I hope you enjoy what I'm going to do this evening. I'm going to start off with it being Christmas, just with a short poem, because I do write poetry, and then we'll get into it. This is called Little Angel. It was the night before Christmas, and Santa was busy making his rounds. He was light on his feet, making sure he didn't make a sound. But he took notice that some homes didn't have that Christmas glee, so he decided to stop because that couldn't be. He crept into a mummy's bedroom and stopped dead in his steps as he saw a little angel hugging his mum while she slept. The little angel looked up and cried, "Oh, Santa, you are finally here. I've been waiting for you to help me let mummy know I am near." Santa picked up the wee angel and asked him, "What can I do? I'm just a simple toy maker. I can't make your mummy's dreams come true." So the two of them sat, and they sat for a while, until the tiny angel jumped up and screamed with a smile, "Let's leave her a sign, a beautiful sign from above. Let her know it's from me, sent from heaven with love." So Santa and he dug deep in that big glorious bag that was filled with lots of trees. He pulled out a beautiful white feather that looked like it was made out of snow, and he thought such a beautiful sign only a grieving mother would know. He placed it on her nightstand and kissed the angel on his head, then placed him next to his mum as she slumbered in bed. "I think I'll stay here with mummy and visit her in her dreams tonight. She misses me dearly and needs to know I'm all right." Santa made his way to his left and wiped away from his eye. He fell to his knees and managed to cry. "Merry Christmas to all grieving mothers across this big land, and let it be known your angels are with you, holding your hands." So there we go. That's all for everybody for Christmas and all into the new year as well. Right. Let me tell you how I work. I work a lot with music, and I also work a lot with quite a few odd things. I get odd things. So if I come to you and I give you anything, please just go with it, and then we'll see where we go from there. And as I'm speaking to you, I've got a lady coming forward. Let me just see where I am. See if anybody comes ringing a bell. Oh. Right, this lady that I've got coming forward. I'm 6 foot tall, and she's not quite as tall as me, and she's quite slim. She's showing me in her younger days, but she says that before she passed to spirit, she did put on a little bit of weight. She wasn't overly big, not what I call big. She was nicely rounded. Let's put it that way. She was nicely rounded. She's talking about 5 in the family. And I don't know if that's 5 children or 1 parent and 4 children or 2 parents and 3 children. But she's talking about 5 in the family. And she's talking about 3 recent passings. Recent for me is up to 5 years ago. Now I've got, let me just come on. This lady has beautiful hair. She was very particular about her appearance, and she always went out really made up. And she was really, really, really very particular about her appearance. She had to go out with everything coordinated, and she didn't like anything out of place. She didn't really wear a lot of makeup, just a little bit of mascara, a bit of lipstick, but she did like to have nice nails. Not necessarily wearing nail varnish, but she liked to have them nice and clean and neat. She's giving me the name of Janet, and I'm also getting the name of Len or Leonard. Can anybody take this lady, please? Janine White, it's sounding like you're very like your nan. Okay, sweetheart. Well, we'll go with it then, Janine. Thank you very much. Right. I don't know if this lady worked in an office, Janine, but I do know that she had really lovely hands, and she always kept her skin nice and clean as well. And she always made sure that she cleansed her face and her hands morning and night. You can't take the names, right? Just go with it, sweetheart, because it could be names that you don't know, but from years ago. Okay. Right. Okay. Let me see. Right. Would you understand, Janine, where she's talking about uh what's that then? Come on, talk to me. Would you understand why this lady is telling me that you would understand where there's a bit of up and down in the family, sweetheart. She's not telling me what it is, but there's some ups and downs. I know we've had all ups and downs with COVID, but there's been sort of like a little rift in the family, if you can understand that. And she's saying that it's just petty arguments and stuff, and it's making things uncomfortable. And she's also saying that it needs to be sorted. Something needs to be sorted, sweetheart. She's really, she's sort of going like this with me. This needs to be sorted. She wasn't a lady to put herself out and cause arguments, but she did stand her ground. And you are a lot like her, Janine. She's telling me that you are very much like her in your ways and everything. And she's getting a waggy finger out like this, and she's saying, "Don't bow down to them. Don't bow down to them, Janine. Let them sort it out if you can. You go down one way and let them go down the other until this is sorted, because otherwise it will turn out to be worse than what it is." She's comes around you a lot, sweetheart, and you've seen this lady. You've seen you see shadows, Janine, and you blink and you miss it, and you think there's nothing there, but it's this lady. And you've also found that things that have moved in your house as well, and it's this lady moving things. And if you feel like a cobwebby on your face, then it's this lady just gently touching you, letting you know that she's there, sweetheart. She's trying to bring you comfort, darling, and she's trying to sort of say to you, "I am here and you can talk to me if you want to. You just have to sit in the silence," because she's just been on the wet veil. She's saying that something went in her casket with her. She's not telling me what it is, so it's not for me to know. But there's something that went in the casket with her, uh, and somebody spoke to her as the life cord was being cut. Right. Okay. Well, it's this lady, sweetheart. She'll either touch your hair at the back, or go like this on your face or on your arm or something. It feels like cobwebs, or feels like you've got a little fly or something on you, and try and shake it off. It's just this lady. That's all. She's not come to harm you. She's just coming to bring you a little bit of comfort, sweetheart. Okay. And she's right. Okay. Come on then. She's also talking about some jewelry that was left, sweetheart, because she's playing with my wedding ring. She's wanting to take my wedding ring off and put it back on again. So that tells me that there's jewelry being left. And I don't know if it's a ring or earrings, but you know, and you're right. She is a lovely, lovely lady. She's got a beautiful soul, and she's got a beautiful way about her. She never really actually raised her voice, very, very little. She just had that look, same what I do with my kids and grandkids. And if she gave you that look, you know that you was in trouble. But she didn't have a bad bone in her body. She was absolutely lovely. And she just wants she just wants the family to get to be together, and all this upset to be gone for Christmas, Janine. Okay. Um, but she's feeling sad because she just doesn't think that this is going to happen this year. But she also knows about the children, and she's also showing she's got a baby with a sweetheart. So you wouldn't. I'm not saying it's your child, but there's a child spirit side with this lady as well. If it's not yours, it's within the family because it's a family thing. And she's also showing me a dog as well, sweetheart. Okay, and you would also be able to understand somebody who passed with an Alzheimer's type condition, sweetheart. Okay. Oh, it's your sister, right? Well, she's got that little one with her, sweetheart. Okay. So, and she just wants to know that everything's fine and they're growing up. She's growing up in spirits. Okay. And oh, your dog passed that. Well, the dog's there as well. And excuse me, the dog does come to see you as well, sweetheart. Sometime you'll feel heat either on your leg or on your knee, and it's where the dog's leaning against you or putting his head on your knee. And again, that is for comfort and also for loyalty as well. And as she's leaving me, sweetheart, she's what are they? Right, she's given me a beautiful bouquet of roses for you, darling. All the different colours of the rainbow. And you understand as well why she's just giving me a single red rose. And I don't know if that was in the coffin or somebody put a single red rose on top of the coffin as the veil was closed. Okay. And she's giving you so much love and so many kisses, sweetheart. I'm going to leave all her love with you. Thank you so much for working with me, Jean. God bless you. Hi, Sarah Stirrup. I've seen you go up, sweetheart. I hope you're all right. Right. Okay, Sarah, can I come to you, please, sweetheart? As I said that, if you're still here, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Can I speak to you, please, darling? Thank you very much, sweetheart. As I saw you go up, I'm not quite sure, but I think I've got your lovely mum here, sweetheart. I know that she passed earlier this year, and I know that she comes around you a lot. Um, bless you. Thank you, sweetheart. And she's just given me this beautiful smile, sweetheart. And as I'm looking at your picture that's on screen here, she's saying, "That's my girl. That's my girl." And I know that you was close to her, sweetheart. Now, what she's saying is that she's so proud of you, Sarah, for all that you do for your charities and for all the money you've raised, and also for all the money that's all the hard work you put into what we do. I mean, I know that you are a beautiful medium in your own right. Um, and I know that we have many conversations, but I don't know if you've noticed it a way in the change in the way you work in, sweetheart, but there is going to be a change if you haven't felt it yet, because they're going to take you to a higher level, sweetheart. And this is because of mum, because mum is wanting to come and work with you if she doesn't already. Okay. Um, she had to get herself sorted out first, spirit side, but she is with the family, and you know that there is no that you know that she's with family, and you know she didn't go across alone. Can you understand, Sarah, why there's somebody around you asking questions, but they're not asking you, they're asking mum? I don't know if somebody's sending prayers up, but there's somebody else. I don't know if you have a brother or a sister, but there's somebody that's asking questions about how mum went across. And she was met by family, sweetheart, as you know she was. And she's just looking down, and she's just watching you in everything that you do. And again, she's saying how proud she is, and she's giving me the praying hands, sweetheart. So I know that that means a lot to you, because I know you say a lot of prayers, as well as doing. Oh, it's you that's asking questions, right? Okay, okay then, sweetheart. Right, what Mum's saying, darling, is that they will be answered in due course, but please take time and don't try and get them answered all at once. It will just be one at a time, and the prayers and everything, she hears everyone, because she likes to know that what you're doing, darling. She likes to know that you're okay, and she's also with your lovely hubby as well. She's watching you both from spirit, and she's amazed at how you've supported each other through this very sad time for you. And she knows that now you're getting a little bit stronger every day, sweetheart. And she knows that everything you do is for the good, and she's going to help you do this. And you bless you, sweetheart, but you don't have to try to be okay for her. She knows you, the way you work. She knows you because you're a daughter, and she's just she's just so happy that you are getting to where you want to be, Sarah. Okay, because you haven't finished yet. She's telling me there's a lot more work for you to do yet. You have by no means finished. She knows that you get tired. But she says, will you also try and rest, sweetheart? She's talking about either a visit to the doctor or the hospital coming up for you. But she is saying that you're not resting like you should be. So would you please try and rest a little bit more and relax? I know you're a busy mum, as well as doing all the other bits that you do. And I know that you don't like saying no to anybody, because when those mediums are busy, that's how it goes. We don't like saying no, but sometimes we have to. What she's saying is, can you have a break over Christmas? Between Christmas and New Year, recharge the batteries and get yourself nice and bright and breezy to start again in January. Okay. And then we'll take next year as it comes. She's wanting to mention, now I can't quite hear what she's saying. Excuse me. Could you understand, Sarah, somebody who's had a bad throat or has got a bad throat? Because I'm going a bit croaky here. Or was this mum before she passed? Because she's making me aware of a very dry, croaky throat where I can't swallow properly and I can't talk properly, sweetheart. So if it's not mum, it must be somebody else in the family around you. Okay. But she's giving. Ah, right. Okay, that would explain it, darling. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you for that information, sweetheart, because I just wanted to cough a little bit because I could feel something, but I couldn't swallow it down. Okay. Can you take me, please, Sarah, a Francis or a Frank? She's talking about Francis or Frank. I can't quite hear whether it's the full name Francis or if it's just Frank. Also, she's talking about, I've had this once tonight, Len or Leonard as well. And I don't know if this is family on a family basis or a friend's basis, but she's talking about those two names, sweetheart. She's pulling away from me now. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. That's why she's mentioned Frank then. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for that confirmation, sweetheart. Okay, then, my darling. Well, she's just said, I'm going to go now because, all right. Well, you check with that one then, sweetheart. It could be a friend. It could be a friend around if there's anybody that you could ask, or it could be somebody that you're going to meet in the future. Okay. She's wanting me to give you, sweetheart, a beautiful bouquet of chrysanthemums, all the different colours, the big bulbous ones, all the golds and the bronzes, because this is you. You are golden and you are bronzed, and you do have a heart of gold, sweetheart. You really do. And I am proud to call you my friend. So I'm going to say good night and God bless, Sarah. And thank you so much for working with me. We'll talk soon, my darling, because I want to come and see you this year or next year. All right, darling. So good night and God bless. And thank you for working with me. Right. Okay. Let me just. Oh, sorry. I have. I get watery eyes. So I have to sometimes. Right. Okay. Let me see where I'm going. Okay. Now then. Good evening, Patrick. Nice to see that you're on, my darling. Okay. Sarah, Joy, Rebecca, lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for coming on and supporting me. And of course, SPTV. Right. Okay. Let me see where I'm going. I will try and get through as many as I can. Let's just see. Violetta, good evening, sweetheart. That's a very unusual name. I will certainly try. Lynn. We'll just see where we go. Okay, right. Okay. I've got a gentleman coming forward. Come on, darling. Come and talk to me. Right. Right. I've got this gentleman coming forward, and this gentleman is I wouldn't say he was big, but he was muscly, this gentleman. I don't know if he worked out in a gym or if he was an athlete, or maybe he even did a job like a builder or something like that where he had to use muscles. But I know that he was very muscly on top, and as he got older, he's obviously got a little bit of a waist on him. He's giving me the name of Dan or Daniel. I don't know if that's his name or if it's the name of somebody around. Now he's talking about leaving a family, and he's gone now to being an elderly gentleman. So first he showed me when he was young, when he was quite muscly, and then he became a little bit more rounded, let's say. His muscle dropped a little bit, and he started losing his strength. Whether this was through his hands went, I don't know if this was like an arthritis or a rheumatism type condition, but it was really, really, this happened over time. And he had treatment from the hospital. Come on, sweetheart. He used to drive a car, and he also had a lorry license as well. And he was more of an armchair sportsman than going to watch. I don't know which sports he liked. He's talking about football. He's football, rugby, all the sports. He was a sports fan, but he didn't go out much. Occasionally, but not very often. He also wasn't a drinking man, but he did like the occasional pint if down the pub. And he used to go in when he was in his younger days, when Sunday afternoon finished at 2:00. So we're going back to the 60s, 70s here. Okay, come on, give me some more. Give me some more. Right, okay. He's saying that towards Marie, can you take this? Marie Taylor, can you take this, sweetheart? Can you take this gentleman? Because I'm drawn to you. I don't know why, but I'm drawn to you, Marie. If you can take. Oh, Tina, it sounds like your father. Right. Okay. Just a second then. Right. Right. So you can take the name, and you can take the fact that he used to have muscles, and then towards the end he started losing his strength in his hands and his arms. Would you understand that, Tina? Also, he had a lovely family, and he really was a family orientated gentleman. He loved his family deeply, and he would rather spend time with his family than he would sort of in the pub or going out anywhere, because everywhere he went, he liked to take his family when he could. And he's talking about being proud when they got married. So there must be grandchildren around this gentleman. And right, okay, thank you, Tina. Right, can you take the name? He's given me the name of Dan or Daniel. I don't know if that was his name, or if it's the name of one of the children, grandchildren, or if it was just a friend, but that's the name he's given me, sweetheart. Okay. And again, I've got this beautiful dog at the side of him, and he's got such a lovely smile. He really has. And his eyes, oh, his grandson is Dan. Thank you very much, sweetheart. And he's got the most beautiful eyes. They really do sparkle and twinkle. And this gentleman was one of those people that he would have people drawn to him. So he had a lot of acquaintances, but he didn't have many true friends. That's what I'll say, many true friends. He always made time for the children, and nothing was too much trouble. If they wanted to learn anything, he had a lot of patience where the children were concerned, when they was little and when they was growing up. But he has got such a beautiful, beautiful soul. He wasn't only a gentleman in the true sense of the word, he was also a gentleman. And he had this way about him where he could talk to anybody on any subject going, and he always respected the other person's opinion. Okay, now I'm not quite sure why he's come yet, Tina, but he's obviously come for a reason, but he's not telling me yet. He just wants me to go through bits that he's telling me. Right, okay. He's talking about, would you understand why he's telling me about somebody in the family that's a little bit under the weather, Tina? Because he's saying there's a few little concerned about somebody that's quite poorly at the moment. I don't know if it's this horrible pandemic that we've got going about, or it's just somebody that's a little bit under the weather. But he's sending healing angels, sweetheart, if you understand that. And he's talking about somebody not being at all well, you know. Right. Okay. He's talking about he's talking about I don't know if it's diabetes or an asthma type condition, but one or the other. He's talking about somebody who's possibly diabetic, possibly got asthma around them, and he's saying that there's a little bit of something there that's not quite right. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor, so I don't diagnose. You can understand that, right? Okay. What he's saying is, would you ask them to look at the meds, because there's something that's not quite right. I don't know if it's if the blood sugar is up and down, or if the asthma isn't, whatever, but I've got a pain. I've really got struggling to get breath here, so it could be both that he's got, sweetheart, but he's looking after him from spirit, if that makes sense, Tina. And he's also saying, will you tell him to take it easy? And will you take it easy as well, because at the moment you're trying to run around and help everybody, Right. Okay. Thank you for that confirmation. Right. Well, there's something not right with them, sweetheart. But like I say, I don't diagnose. I'm not a doctor, but just they just need looking at. Perhaps if we can get to a doctor or have a conversation with the doctor, it might help. If it's not right, then obviously something needs to be done. He's giving healing to this person, this gentleman that's got, and he's putting the healing blanket around him as well, sweetheart. Okay, but he's saying that you need to take care of yourself, Tina, because you are running yourself ragged trying to help everybody. And he's saying there are others that could help you, but they're not helping you as much as what you'd like. Okay, they see everything from spirit. You can't fool them. Um, but and he's concerned about you getting some rest as well, sweetheart. So take half an hour out of your day to have a nice hot bath or a nice hot shower, or get to bed early, and just do something to relax yourself down a bit, sweetheart, because you need to turn off. You need to stop that hamster on the wheel when you go to bed at night, and just say, right, this is my time. I am going to sleep. And just still your mind. If it's possible. I know that you're worried about this gentleman, and this gentleman that I've got is saying, just go with it, but please make sure that you look after yourself, because if should anything go wrong with yourself, who would look after? So divide your time between having a rest and helping as well. But see if you can get some more help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, sweetheart. If you think you need extra help, you can always go to the doctors and ask for extra help and see if they can do anything that way. Maybe get somebody to come in and see him at home rather than take him to the surgery, that sort of thing. Just little things, but it's the little things that can help, sweetheart. All right. Um, Can you tell me who likes the caramel? Because he's just talking about caramel. So I don't know if it's you that's got the sweet tooth, Tina, but I've got caramel here, a big block of it. And oh gosh, he's laughing as he's putting a great big bowl of sweets in front of me as well. So somebody must be dipping into the sweet tin without you knowing. And oh gosh. He's also talking about somebody. Oh, that's your husband, right? Okay. Bless. Right. Well, he's also talking about uh, somebody dipping the hands in the lolly jar, in the lollipops when you're not looking, because he knows that he's not supposed to have some of them, but he sneaks one or two when you're not looking. Bless him. Right. Okay. He's laughing about it. He really is. He's laughing about it. He says, "I don't want to get him in trouble," but um, also he's talking about a little one that's around you that runs you ragged as well, who's full of energy and full of fun. And it's lovely to see, but sometimes you think to yourself, "Oh, I wish they'd give." I wish they'd stop for 5 minutes, but that's children for you, sweetheart. Okay. Um, I've got to give you. Oh, bless him. Right. He's talking about his wallet. Can you understand where this gentleman has left either a leather pouch or a leather wallet of some sort? Because he's talking about the wallet. It doesn't mean anything, but it meant a lot to him, and he's left it for somebody. Oh my goodness, 12. Oh gosh. Oh, right. I'm nearly catching you up. Not quite as many as that, but I'm nearly catching you up. Bless you. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Well, I know that he loves them all, and he wants to put his all around you. Be aware that one of these younger ones is talking to spirit, sweetheart, because he's just said, I come down and I talk to them, and there's nobody around. And it looks like they're talking to themselves, but they're not. They're talking to him. Okay, so he does come round the children because he misses them all and he's keeping an eye on them. All right. And I'm going to leave it there, sweetheart, because he's just turned around and said, I'm going to go now, because he's getting very emotional, sweetheart, because he wants to help more, but he can't. But if you see a shadow, or if you hear one of the little ones talking and there's nobody there, then you know it's this gentleman. There's no harm. Spirit will not harm them. He's just coming to keep an eye on them and to make sure that they're all right. Okay. I hope that's okay for you, sweetheart. Good night and God bless, and thank you for working with me. And I've got to leave you with the caramel for your husband. Bless him. Oh dear, right. Oh dear, right. Okay. Okay, right. Let me see. Okie dokie. Oh, come on then, sweetheart. Come forward. Let me see you. Right, okay. Okay. Let's see what I can do. I've got a gentleman that's coming forward, but he's very reluctant to talk. I don't know if this is because he had a problem talking, or if this is because he's very shy and timid, or if it's possible that. Oh, hi, Jean.
Hi.
Hi. Bless you. Thank you. This is my friend Jean, everybody. We work together on platform, and she's come to give you some messages as well. So I'll just do this one and then I'll let Jean do one. I've got this gentleman coming forward, and this gentleman is a younger man. He's a younger energy, so he's no more than 30 years old, and he's a lovely soul. And for some reason, I don't know if this is a disability or if he had a problem speaking or he was just nervous. I don't know. But he's made the move to come forward, but he hasn't told me why he's come forward yet. Right, he's telling me that since he's been in spirit, he's found his voice, and he was actually born disabled, both physically and mentally, but he's back to how he should have been on earth plane now. So he was no older than 30 years old. And I'm having this thing with my throat again. Right, okay, come on, sweetheart. He doesn't want to give me his name. Come on, sweetheart, talk to me. He had trouble with his eyes as well. He had trouble seeing. He couldn't see very well, and he had those really thick glasses with a really thick lens, and he was in a wheelchair. Right, Natasha, your brother passed 17 years this week. He passed when he was 14. Right, okay, Natasha, thank you, sweetheart. So obviously he wouldn't have been older than 30. Can you understand the disabilities, Natasha, please? Because it's important. This is very specific. No, it's not. Right, okay. Right. Okay, he's talking about going into he went to a special school during the day, and then it didn't have glasses. Right, okay. Right. Let me put the glasses to one side a minute, Natasha. Can you take everything else? Because he keeps taking the glasses off and putting them on. So I don't know. It might have been something to do with his eyes. Perhaps at certain times his eyes didn't work properly for him. Right. Okay, Natasha, can I go with you, sweetheart, please? Because like I say, we'll put the glasses. Perhaps it was the glasses he had to have on if he was sort of doing reading at his special school or anything like that. Thank you very much, darling. Right. Well, he showed himself to me as he was before he passed, bless him. But now he's showing himself to me as he should have been when he was on Earth plane. He's a lovely, lovely lad, and he's really very intelligent, and he's just said, I just want to say hello to my family, and I just want them to know that I miss them. Right. Okay. There was a man with glasses involved. Right. That's absolutely fine, Natasha. Thank you. He just wants to come really just to say that he's thankful that you actually helped him, and all his family that helped him and loved him while he was on the earth plane, because while he's been spirit side, he's been mended, and he's actually a beautiful, beautiful soul. And he knows his family loved him, and he knows that he loved them, but he couldn't tell you. This is what he's saying. He couldn't tell you that he loved you, sweetheart, but you knew by his little signs and the way that he did things. Generally, he was a happy young man. He was he had his moments, but generally he was quite happy. But he was really special. Yes, he was a very special boy. He had a special way about him, and he just wants to put his arms around you and give you a great big hug. He was shy, sweetheart. He's telling me he was shy because of his condition, because not everybody accepted him, and you know that better than anybody. And he's got upset because they wouldn't accept him for who he was and for how he was. But that was the way he was born. But he's happy now. He was happy here, especially around you, Natasha. He was happy down here. But he didn't like all the medication. He knew he had to have it, but he didn't like it. And it's really the thing that upset him more than anything was having all that medication. Okay. So really, that's all he's just come to say, just to let you know that he's okay and that he's happy. And now that he's been mended, let's say, now that he's how he should be, he's going to come and see you again. But this is his first time, and he is a little bit shy, so he's not going to say very much. But I've got to give you some daisies, sweetheart, from this young man, some white daisies. So I don't know if you sat and did daisy chains with him, or if he was able to pick daisies, or he liked daisies. But I've got the beautiful white Michaelmas daisies that I've got to give you from him, sweetheart. And he's sending all his love, darling. All right, all his love. Thank you for working with me, Natasha. God bless you. You all right, Jean? I can't hear you, sweetheart.
That's it. I've just unmuted my mic. Yes, I'm fine. If you can hear some footsteps in a minute, it's Stuart just coming from kitchen back upstairs, because I'm downstairs for a change.
Okay.
Right then. Sorry, I'm late. I've had my
It's all
phone
right.
on silent, so I do apologise.
It's all right, Flower.
I can't see any comments, so could you please put comments up, because I'm on my laptop, my iPad, and not my phone.
Well, I've got comments up here. I don't know if Terry or Alison could put the comments up for you.
Just so I can know if people can accept what I'm taking, that you know how it works.
Well, I can tell you from here, if you say something, I'll...
right,
we've got
then.
Stacey on, Sarah Stewart's been on, I've given her a message. We've got Cheryl Bedicker on, and a couple of others that we know from our feed as well. Patrick Monaghan's
I can't see anything other than me and you, so...
Well, Patrick's just said hi, Jean. Well, everybody's saying hello, Jean, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Right, I'll start with this young lady then. She says, I've got to call her a young lady. She's an elderly lady, but she wanted to be young. She never wanted to get old. I know she wouldn't be very tall. I do know, bless her, she's coming forward, that She would have had socks because I've got some socks on my feet. My feet are cold and she's pulling mine up for me to keep them warm.
Oh,
She wouldn't be
bless her.
very big in build, bless her, but she said she felt cold and her feet was always cold. So that's how she's coming in. I don't know, she's telling me that she didn't want to get old, but she says age catches up on to us all eventually. Come on then, her hair's only short, but it would be the salt and pepper hair, and she would have had it just going over her ears, as it's showing me, and it would have had a natural wave,
Joanne Wood
as I
says
can
it
see.
sounds like her mum.
Sorry, Irene?
Joanne Wood sounds like my mum.
It sounds like your mum, sweetheart. Right, then we'll work with that. Can I just say then, Joanne, that she's giving me a hot water bottle, sweetheart, so I don't know if you'll feel the cold at the moment as well, because she's given me a water bottle and she's putting it on my back. So I don't know if you've got cold round your back, sweetheart, or if you've got back problems, but she's giving me the water bottle. She's also talking about the digestive biscuits, so I know this lady would have liked a biscuit. Okay, as she's coming in here. And she said, oh, bless her, she's just said, most of my day I did look through the window, and she says, I like to see people pass. So I do know she were a people person and she liked to see them pass. Can you understand that, sweetheart? Excuse me. I know there was an issue around the throat area. If it's not this lady, it would be someone else, because I'm keeping wanting to cough, and it's as if I'm trying to fetch all the mucus off my lungs. So I do know there would be an issue. Thank you. And it's as if I'm wanting to clear my lungs, sweetheart, because I'm all congested as well, as she's making me feel here. I do know that, excuse me, this is where I want to clear my throat. So I hope you can understand the throat, darling. I know she liked to watch people pass, and I do know that she was very friendly towards people. She telling me that she didn't have a crossword, so I do know that she did like to talk to people, and she never judged. She never judged anybody. And if she did have to say anything, she'd do it in a nice manner. So she wasn't one what were wanting to. She had COPD, oh bless her, because I know how that feels, I have. But she didn't want to upset anybody. She was that kind of person. A beautiful soul, I've got to say. And I know she didn't eat very much towards the end, but she's talking about somebody on the earth plane not eating much as well, darling. Can you understand that? I don't know if they just don't fancy the dinners at the moment, but she's saying they just play about with it and don't actually eat it. They keep moving it around the plate. It looks as though they are. And she's getting a bit worried about that. She says they need some hearty meals, you know, the stews, and that's the type of person she was. So she's trying to get stuff like that down him. Okay, she's giving me some cough syrup. So I don't know where, I know COPD does cause a cough, I've got it, but she's talking about, oh, bless you. There's someone, I hope you can understand, darling, because she's saying that there's someone on the earth plane what's had a cough, because she's giving me the cough syrup, and I've got a big spoon, and it's like the one what they did with just a spoonful of sugar, and it's as if you will have it. And she's that type of lady. She tried to make everybody well in her own way, and this is what she's trying to do. I've got to get, she keeps telling me the month of May, darling, the month of May has got to be important. And she's taking me to the 23rd of the month, so I know that's important as well. Thank you, because she's telling me this as well. Can I please, I don't know who's coming of age, or there's a big birthday coming up, because she's already telling me happy birthday, and it's as if I've got a champagne flu, and we're already cheering. I don't know if it's end of this year, sweetheart, or beginning of next, but I do know she's making reference that there's a big birthday or a coming of age coming. Okay. All right, darling. She is making reference to her fingers, sweetheart, so I do know. I know she suffered with the cold, but I don't know if she had arthritis in her hands, or if you can understand where her fingers started to kill with that like lock, because she's making reference to her hands. They're very cold, but they're sore. She has the hurt at times. They used to hurt her. Okay. She's coming in a beautiful, is it a dress or a skirt, sweetheart? She's just showing me where she'd got a dress on, a beautiful dress. And she says, it didn't take a lot. Right, thank you. What you wait a minute, she's just showing me something. What? Can I? She's showing me something, and I'm just trying to make. I know she would have left some. Everybody tends to leave a bit of jewellery, sweetheart, but I know there was something what meant a lot to this lady, and I don't know if you gave it to this lady because I don't feel she's a nan or she's a member of the family. I do know that, but I don't know if you bought it for this lady, or then you got it back, but she's giving me something to give to you. I do feel as though it's something to put around your neck, but I can't see exactly what it is. I do know it's on a chain because she's taking me to my chain, but I'm not sure, sweetheart, exactly what she's trying to show me here. So I hope you can understand. She's also taking me into your kitchen. Okay, so I don't know if you spend quite a bit of time in the kitchen, but she's saying that she used to, if she went in the room looking through the window, then she was in the kitchen cooking. And she's taking me to your kitchen. There's a cupboard door not. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I know it was something on a chain and it went round your neck. She's talking about the kitchen, so I do know she's opening a cupboard door, darling. I don't know if you've got a cupboard what's not quite right, or if you've got one like everybody has, a cupboard where we put all us junk in and shut it, but there's something to do with a cupboard door. Okay, and someone's talked about having a new kitchen, or they want little lights under the kitchen because she's switching lights on here. But she's saying she's around and she does come and she does muck about with your lights. So I don't know if you've noticed a light flickering or you've got a lamp what's not very good, because she's saying she flickers it. Okay. And there's a big smoker amongst your family, sweetheart, because I can really smell cigarettes really strong. I don't know if they're on the earth plane or in the spirit world, but I do know there's somebody what was a really big smoker, because I can smell smoke. Okay. And this would be a gentleman. All right. She's telling me it's a gentleman, not a. So I do know it's a gentleman, sweetheart. I don't know my flowers and I don't pretend to, but I have got to give you an orchid. So I do know this lady would like orchids because she's telling me to give you an orchid. Okay, I've also got to give you the healing blanket, darling, because at the moment in time you are needing healing, whether it be mind or body, but you are needing healing. And she's telling me I've got to give you that. And she says, don't keep thinking about them few days away. So you must have been talking or thinking about a few days away. If you want to go, then if you can afford it, then go. Well, that's if we're not in lockdown. But next year, you'll do what you want to do, sweetheart. Okay, I've got to bring a dog. I've got to bring you a dog from the spirit world as well, and a cat. She's given both. For me. And can I just give you, I don't know, Yvonne, I've just heard her say Yvonne. So can you understand the last bit for me, please, Joanne?
Wow. There you go, Jean.
Thank you so much. I'm going to send this. I know there's a gentleman with this lady, darling, but obviously I don't know what time we finish because I've come on late. So I'm going to leave all this lady's love with you and all the other people in the spirit world, all your family and friends, because there's a young one wants to just be recognised and remembered to you, darling, a younger energy. What's just jumped in and she says, don't forget me. So I'm leaving all their love with you, sweetheart, and send a night and God bless.
Oh, bless. That was lovely, Jean. We finish at 9:15, Duck.
Right.
Okay. Right. I had somebody go up earlier that I was looking at that. I don't know if it was a question, but somebody asked about the spirit world. But it was ages ago, so I don't know. Oh, yeah, they both have both the dog and the cat in spirit. Just a second. I know who Yvonne is. Yes, that's my dad with her and my son and daughter. Thank you so much, Jean.
You're more than welcome, sweetheart. You're more than welcome.
So, right, okay. Let's just have a look. Right, I've got a gentleman coming forward now. Right, okay. Let's just see where we're going with this. Gosh, there's a lot. Okay, right. I've got a gentleman coming forward, and this gentleman was quite elderly when he passed away. And it was a quick passing because it was sudden and it was a shock. One day he was okay. The next day, sorry, I've got my cat on the top of the chair, and she's going behind my back. Come here, you. Right. Okay, I've got this gentleman that's coming forward, and he's showing me as he was passing, as he passed away, and he went very quickly. He was ill, diagnosed, and then it wasn't long before he passed away. So he didn't linger, unfortunately. But he did say, I was tired. I was really, really, really tired. And he just didn't want to fight. I don't know if this was a cancer type condition or if it was something more. It could have been a kidney problem or something, or it could have been a heart condition. Sounds like it, your granddad. Samaya, is it Samaya? Samaya? Right. Okay. Thank you. Right. And then Billy Collins, 4 weeks between diagnosis and death. Right. Okay. Let's see where we go with it. Can both of you listen in, please? And we'll see where we go, and I'll try and split it. Okay. Right. This gentleman was hardworking in his younger days. He was what I call old school. He would have been one of those people, whereas if you didn't go out to work, you didn't get any money for your pleasure. And he always made sure that he was a stickler for having his bills paid. He would not, and he didn't like banks. Didn't like banks at all. He didn't like using banks. He didn't like them. He didn't trust them. So it's just, he was really old fashioned. So I must be going back to the 40s, 50s with this, perhaps a little bit more. He was, I would say he was no older than, say, 80, 85 when he passed. So he would have been, this would have come on suddenly, and it started out with something different, and then they found something, and that's and it attacked him, and that's how he went quickly. He also was he liked to walk, this gentleman. He was in his 70s when he's passed. Right. Okay. I can take that, sweetheart. And you're not sure about the banks. That's fine. It's just the information is giving me, Samaya. Okay. It's just that in those days, I know from my own grandparents, they didn't like that. Billy, that sounds like my dad, but he wasn't that old. He was born in the 50s. Right. Well, he was no older than between 1885. He could have passed at 70, he could have passed before that, sweetheart. But we'll just go with it and see where we go. Right. He said he had a hard life because he was a hard-working man. And would you understand why he's showing me a Davy lamp from the miners? Because they had a Davy lamp. So I know that this gentleman, if it wasn't him in the mines, there's a mining condition, the miners in the family. Right. The doctors thought he just had a cold, but they found he had cancer. Right. Okay. Thank you, Samaya, for that information. That's sort of roundabout where I want to be, sweetheart. Okay. Can you understand why he's showing me a Davy lamp, sweetheart, that they used in the pit? If it's not him, it must have been somebody around him, or it might have been a mining community that he lived in, but he wasn't actually in the pit. But he wants to, he just wants to let you know, sweetheart, that he's okay now. That's the main thing, because he went so fast that it was just a complete shock to everybody. It wasn't expected, was not expected at all. And there was a lot of upset and everything. Right. I'm going to go with because he keeps going on about it. He's got this thing about the mines and the pits. So like I said, if it wasn't him or not in your family, it could have been a friend. He could have lived in a mining village where there was a, but he's got this thing about the mine or the pit, not necessarily going down it. He could have worked on top. He could have worked on the coal lorries. Okay, which you're too younger to understand about coal lorries and coalmen, but it's all that's there. Right. Okay. Billy, you live near mines and pits, right? Okay, but did this gentleman that your granddad, did he work down the pit, sweetheart? And do you understand the Davy lamp? Because, like I say, I've got two here, so I could have a split link. I'll just go on with it a bit more. He's talking. Right, here we go. He's talking about having a snap tin, a carry-out tin to put his sandwiches in, and a bottle of water and a flask of tea when he went to work. So I'm definitely talking about mining situations here, because he's showing me, he's showing me in his miner's gear going down the pit. So this is certainly a gentleman that worked either down the pit or in the pit in some way. And this is where his lungs went. This is where his lung went. Thank you for your honesty, Samaya. Billy, can you understand this, sweetheart? Where this gentleman... Okay, right. I'll just go on with it a bit more. He's talking about family down here. He's talking about grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So I know he had quite a big family, but he's also talking about playing darts and dominoes in the pub. No, this gentleman didn't pass in the pit, Emma. He passed after he'd retired. He worked in the mines and was a big union man. Right, where's that gone? Loretta. Right, he worked in the mines and was a big union man. So, Loretta, you would understand the pit, the Davy lamp, and him going to work with a carry-out tin or a snap tin, and the water and the flask, because this is what he's showing me, sweetheart. And he's also showing me they had some sort of axe or tool, and your dad played darts and dominoes with a domino team. That's Laura. Right, okay, let me see if I can get some more information. Right, I think I've got a double link here, but I can't quite get the connection that I'm wanting. Right, he's I want to go to Wales, if that's any help. I want to go to Wales because he's talking about the Welsh choirs. So I don't know if he sang in the choir, not necessarily the Welsh choir, but if he sang in the choir or he liked the music. So it's right, my great... Right, Julie. Okay, can you understand the singing though, Julie? Can you understand why, if he was in the choir? Because he is definitely taking me to Wales. He's showing me the Rhondda. He's showing me the Rhondda Valley. So we're going to Wales with this one. Right. Okay. I'm going to leave it because nobody's really picking this gentleman up, and it's a shame. I used to work in... Right. Okay. This might come back to you, Jean. It's Joanne. She says, it sounds like my dad. He used to work in the colliery. He was also in the darts and dominoes team. He passed very quickly, and he was in the Welsh choir. Right, and that's Joanne, who you've just been speaking to, Jean.
Right.
Right, okay. Right, so, okay, can you take me Cyril, Joanne? He's giving me the name of Cyril. I know it's an old name, and I don't know if that's his name or if it was a friend. But I do know that in his later years, he started out with one thing, was diagnosed with something else, and he passed very quickly. I'm going to leave it there, sweetheart, because Jean's already given you a lovely message. He just wanted to come in and say hello, darling, and just to give you all his love, sweetheart. So, right, okay, I'm just going to send this gentleman on his way with all our love and blessings, and to tell him thank you for coming, and thank you for all that responded. I'm sorry I couldn't get the right person. I do apologise. Jean?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you said about a gentleman passing quickly, because I've got a gentleman what passed very quickly, but I do believe, I don't know if it was his art or if he had an embolism, because I was here 1 minute and gone next minute. He's just said, he says it was just like switching a light off.
Yep.
And he didn't have time to say bye or do anything. He's saying it was that fast. I don't feel I went to an old age with this gentleman. I feel as though I were more, I'm not very good at ages, probably in his 60s or something like that. I'm not very good. It could be younger. But I know I didn't go to an old age. This gentleman were very sociable. He did like to go out. He liked to, he says, I did like a pint. So I know he did go occasions to the pub. He says, not every night, but I did go out and have a pint. He says, and I like to have a laugh with he said, my mates. So he did go out and have a laugh with his mates. He says, I always made sure that everybody was cared for at home and looked after. He says, I was an hard worker, so I do believe this chap was an hard worker. But he did go very quickly. I don't know if he went out to work and didn't come back, or if he passed at home. But he just said it was somebody like turning a light off. Can anybody understand a gentleman like this, please? Who passed very sudden.
I can, but it's not up to me. We can talk later or tomorrow.
It could be my daddy who fell over and died. Right, very instant, sweetheart. Didn't have time to say bye or anything to anybody because this is just what I've got. Didn't have time to do anything because he didn't expect it himself. Okay, he's fetching this in and he's just wanting to say he was very friendly. He's wanting to apologise to the family, bless him. It weren't his fault, bless him.
Aww.
But he's wanting to say sorry to the family that he didn't get to say bye to any of you. But he said he's heard and he's seen things and he didn't put anything in place because nothing was expected of this to happen. Can you understand that, Jade, as well? Obviously, there was nothing put in place because he didn't know this was going to happen.
You've also got another lady, Jean Barbara Curry, could be my husband, passed from massive heart attack, went bowling and passed while he was out.
Right, I know he was out either working or something because that's how I felt. Yep. Okay, but I know that him having pie and being with his mates as well, that's something he enjoyed. I'm not saying he drank overly, loads, but he did like having a pint with his friends. And I'm not saying he didn't take his wife, partner, or whoever out with him, because I do feel he was very much a family man, but he's just sorry for how things happened and how he left things. He's also mentioning... Right, wow. Thank you. So I've got two of her. I do know that he's making reference. I don't feel this passing was years and years ago neither. I always say recent from now. He went to the pub after work, right? When I say recent, I say now to 3 years. If I'm over that, but I'm not going 10 years back, I know this is sooner than that. He's making reference to someone who had a little bang in a car. I'm not saying it was their fault or anything like that. They could have hit a post, they could have hit a gate, but he's making reference to a small accident as well with the car. So he's fetching that up. It's about right, 2017. So yeah, it's not that long. Can you understand the car? Because I'm asking him for a bit more. Somebody had a little bump in a car. I'm not saying a big accident, but a small bump. He's telling me there would have been, I don't know if, why he's showing me a baby, so I don't know if there would have been a baby born while he has been in spirit, or there's something to do with the baby. So there's something to do with the baby. I don't know if he's got a baby or there would have been a baby born after he passed. He's making reference to that as well. He's saying that he had a bit of money on me, so I don't know who's took my money. So I know he would have had some money either in his pocket or in a wallet. And he's just making reference to that. So I know there would have been something. I'm not saying loads, but there would have been something. in his pocket, trouser pocket, or in a wallet, is making reference to that. Can anybody understand the rest of this? He's trying to tell me, please.
Barbara Curry's passed 3 years ago, age 66, bumped the car a few years ago, baby born and another due Christmas.
Right, sounds more
And that's
feasible.
Barbara Curry.
Right. Both listening then, that sounds a bit more right because he's talking about the baby.
There you go. Alison's put it up for you, Doc.
Oh, thank you. Right. I think, still listening, the other lady, but I do think it could be for Barbara, to be honest, because I know he's talking about the baby and I know it wasn't long ago. Can I just say, he's wanting to say so much, but yet there's so little if you not can understand. He were a sociable gentleman, and I do know, he says, I only dressed up when it was, he's just laughing because he says, only time I got dressed up were funerals, weddings and christenings. He says, and you went and dressed me up when I passed. So you must have put him in a suit or something of his best when he passed, because he's telling me he didn't like wearing a tie. He didn't like wearing a tie. He says it felt as though somebody was choking him. I know there was something in his wallet because he made reference to that. He didn't like wearing a tie, bless him. He says, I felt as though somebody was strangling me. I don't know who used to push his tie up to make him look neat when he had to wear one. Thank you. Because he's saying they pushed it up too tight. So somebody must have shown me how they straightened his tie, and he's making reference to that. Okay. I've got to say, he's a lovely soul. You know, he had his moments. He's saying, don't put me on that pedestal. So he wasn't a chap that wanted to be put on a pedestal because he said, I had my moments. He says, things did get to me. He says, I'm not saying they didn't. And and he says he was a bit of a worrier, so you must be able to understand where he worried a bit about little certain things. Some things what he didn't have to worry about. What's that? Little things. But he's trying to put comfort to Barbara. What did you say it was your husband? Or I know it's a male in the family, dad or whatever, because he's trying to bring comfort around there. He's still trying to bring comfort around the family. And this is what he's trying to do. He's saying, because I'm there, I've heard everything just because.
Oh, bless you. I'm sorry for laughing, Barbara. Like my dad, he was the same.
He's trying to bring comfort around the family, sweetheart. So there must be some upset around the family at the moment. I know everything's still going off with this blooming lockdown again now, but he's bringing comfort around the family, sweetheart. I hope you can understand this, because someday, thank you, because somebody hasn't actually, we never get over grief. That's the wrong word. If people tell you that, then we don't. But somebody's still finding it hard as if it were yesterday. And there's still lots of tears, sweetheart, you're saying, because I'm trying to help the way I know how and the way I can. What song are you giving me? I don't know if he sang or he whistled, but I'm hearing all these like humming and whistling, so I don't know if he was a whistler or hymns and songs and things like that, because he's whistling. I'm trying to hear what he's whistling. Okay. I know he's telling me though, sweetheart, that I don't know if it's you, but he's saying, you are my sunshine. So I know that there's so much love around there. Okay. I don't know if he lost a ring or if you can place where somebody's lost a ring, darling, because he's talking about a ring being lost or misplaced, if that's how you want to put it. And he's also saying, I don't know if you talked about him decorating before he passed, because he's on about saying it still needs doing. Oh, bless you. Broken arm. But I know he's around. He's around, darling, because he's trying to dry them tears. Okay, he's trying to help that way. But he's talking about painting. So I don't know if you've broken your arm, you will not be painting. But he's talking about painting. So I believe that there was talks about it decorating before this gentleman passed. Okay, he's giving me the name Paul. So I know Paul is known around the family or within a close place to this gentleman. And he's also saying he's sorry he didn't get to do the fence or the gate. So there was something to do with a fence or a gate, sweetheart. And he's saying, I'm sorry that wasn't done. Because he's saying there were things he said he was going to do, but they didn't get done. Okay, and he's sorry for all that the things didn't get done what he said he would get done. Can't be helped, bless you. All right. If you feel like a cobweb or a cold sensation on your face, could you please take note it's this gentleman, because he's making references, touching you, or he's giving you a kiss on the face, sweetheart. I don't know my flowers, but I do know the odd ones. I've got to give you roses as well. They're important. And I've also got to give you the month of June. That's an important month as well, darling, he's telling me, okay? He's saying he'll be around at Christmas. So he'll be around you as a family at Christmas. He says he'll make sure he gets round everybody. Okay, and I've just noticed time, so I'm going to have to leave his love with you, sweetheart. I hope you could take the last bits because I can't see anything else come up yet. And I will send a night and God bless with this gentleman's love.
Oh, bless. What a lovely gentleman.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
Lovely
Okay.
soul. He was just wanting to apologise for everything he'd not got right.
Oh, bless him. Right. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, Barbara says, can take all that. Thanks. That was lovely. Bless her. Thank
You're
you,
more than
sweetheart.
welcome, Barbara. Thank you, sweetheart.
Right. Okay. Let's see if I can just get one more in. Let me see. Cheryl Burdenet, can I come to you, please, Cheryl, sweetheart, if that's all right? Okay. Can I come to you, darling? Right. As Jean was talking, Cheryl, I've got a lady come forward, sweetheart, and this lady is I know she's family because she's coming in close to me, sweetheart, and I know that she's right. This lady, I don't know if she's Nan or Great Nan, but she's sort of that era. But she's such a lovely lady. She's got such a lovely soul, and she's full of the joys of spring. Would you understand a lady like that who? Not saying that she put herself out, but she was always happy. She didn't really have a bad word to say about anybody or anything like that. Would you understand a lady like that, please, sweetheart? Because she's coming in close to me and she's making me feel very warm. And she says that you're a lot like her. So I don't know if you look like her or if you have some of her characteristics, but she says that you look a lot like her, sweetheart. And oh, she's your great Nan. Thank you, sweetheart. Well, she just wants to come to say that I don't know what you're doing, but she's giving you a double thumbs up and she's giving you a really grand job. Where you gone, Jean? She's doing a really grand job. And she's very proud of you, sweetheart. So I don't know what you've been doing, but she's saying that she's really proud of you. But she says, will you rest? Because you need some rest, darling. You need to get yourself back into perspective, if you understand that, because you've gone a little bit up and down and haywire because you're losing concentration, she's telling me. So I don't know if there's something that you're doing or not doing that you shouldn't, but she's saying that you need to do some rest, darling. Can you understand that? Because she's really pushing this. She's just saying she needs to rest. She's getting tired. Are you there, Cheryl? Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Because you're getting aches and pains, she's saying, where you didn't know you had aches and pains. And I don't know if it's you or this lady, but somebody can't walk very well because she's taking my legs from me, sweetheart. And when I get that, I know it's something to do with somebody that can't walk very well. I'm aware of time, so I've got to make it quickly. But she just came through at the end. Can you understand why she's talking about the pearls, Cheryl? I don't know if you've got them or if there's somewhere in the family, but she's talking about a set of pearls. It's a pearl necklace. Oh, bless you. You've got bad feet. I'll put you in my healing book, Cheryl, and I'm sure Jean will as well.
Yeah.
And she's talking about these pearls, and she's giving me Glenn Miller, the song String of Pearls as well. So somebody around you, if it's not you, must like Glenn Miller or must like the orchestral music, the Glenn Miller type music. And she's also saying that you have seen her. She's been in visitation, sweetheart. She's been to your house. And right, okay, sweetheart, thank you. She's been in your house, sweetheart, and she's saying that she's so glad that you're back on your feet now, so to speak, and that you're doing okay, because you've had quite a lot of stuff go wrong, but now everything's come back into line and it's back as it should be. And she's also saying about somebody either changing the job or getting a promotion at work, and somebody's wanting a new car. All right. And she's just saying, I know I've got to be quick. She says, so I'm going to say good night and God bless. And I've got to leave you with some irises and a healing blanket, sweetheart. So that's good night and God bless from your Nan, your great Nan. All right, darling. I hope that's been okay. We are going to say good night, ladies and gentlemen, because we have gone a little bit over time. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for that confirmation, Cheryl. Thank you so much, darling. Hopefully we'll see you in the near future. We would like to wish you all a very happy Christmas and all the best for the new year. And hopefully Jean and I will see you again soon if SPTV wants us back. Thank you so much. Good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless everyone. Bye.